You never necessarily want to hear that a family member is going into hospice. That typically means that health is declining. But you also know that that care provides exactly what they need.
Not only do hospice workers provide physical assistance, but they also provide comfort. According to the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, in 2013 alone, an estimated 1.5 million patients received services from hospice. While nearly 37% of those people had cancer diagnoses, the majority of the patients, 63%, had non-cancer diagnoses. And surprisingly, not even half of those people were above the age of 85.
Now, people who work in hospice are doing a lot of good for the community. It's always comforting knowing that you have someone to turn to. So joining us today to tell us how we can join in and help are Maureen McNeil, who's the Director of Development for Coastal Hospice and Palliative Care, and Alan Merritt-Heil, who is the co-chair for the event Hats for Hospice. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
For joining us, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Glad
Now,
to be here.
I'm going to use my abilities here. And I see something creative about to happen here on this table.
That is true.
That is true. Good guess. Excellent guess.
So what are the hats all about?
This year, adding to the Hats for Hospice, we got the community involved. So we reached out to the community. Vernon Powell donated the hats. The decorators, designers take the hat, and they had no limits. They take it, they design it, and they're now on display at Vernon Powell for people in the community to come in, look at the hats, and then they can vote on them to raise money for Coastal Hospice.
And
Okay.
we are actually going to start decorating
You're gonna
hats
decorate
for
hats?
For sure.
ourselves.
Nice.
So, okay. So, Maureen, tell me about the cause that the Hats for Hospice is going to help.
So right here in our community, we serve the 4 counties of the Lower Eastern Shore, so Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, Worcester, and that's 1,000 patients a year.
Right.
And a lot of those patients don't have insurance, don't have the means to pay us. You're going to need more ribbon there, just so
Yeah,
you
I
know.
say, I just realized that.
But at any rate, yes, you're planning ahead. Good job.
We'll add to that.
So we're lucky that people come out to this wonderful Preakness party.
Yeah.
Great food, great music, great fun, and wear because it's 4-horse race. Wear these great hats, and this year we added this element. But what they're raising money for is that charity care that we do. We spend about there you are, he's stealing. We spend about $500,000 every year in charity care, taking care of those folks.
For those that don't know what hospice does, explain that.
Okay, so hospice, and we'll just go there, it's end-of-life care. It's
Okay.
folks who have a serious diagnosis or a life-limiting condition that they're dealing with.
Right.
And I was happy to see those statistics because so many people think it's only if you're very old, it's only if you have cancer. It's anybody with a life-limiting condition can come and we can help them. We have a team that comes in. We start by asking the patient, what is your goal? And then we take it from there. So that goal becomes the thing that drives a team. So a physician, a nurse, aides, social workers, volunteers, chaplains are all around that patient and their family, helping them through this pretty difficult transition.
You work very closely with them.
Yeah, so it's,
Very closely. We're in homes, we're wherever that patient is and is safest. And so that when we had a patient who said, what I really want to do is get back up on my motorcycle while I can,
Right.
we got him strong enough to do that.
so it's not
His-
just physical care.
It's everything. It's how to talk to your grandkids about what's coming. And then we do grief support, bereavement
Highly
support
that
for
would
the
be good.
13 months that we have beyond the patient's passing. So it's where the family is that are, a friend of mine, we took care of her husband and she said it was like the cavalry came in. These folks come in, they bring in the medical equipment, we bring in the medicine, we manage pain, we manage all the kinds of pain that we're talking about. So it's emotional pain, spiritual pain, existential pain. We have folks who understand how to help you through that. And by the way, you're doing a beautiful job.
Why, thank you.
It's really coming
So-
together for you.
So what's going to happen at Hats for Hospice?
That's a party.
Absolutely.
Tell us about it, Alan.
This is the 4th year, that, and it's at a private home, and it's all types of fun. It's a get-together, there's food, there's entertainment, and the hats that have been on display at Vernon Powell will be there. We'll be announcing the winner for the hat that raised the most money through votes,
Right.
as well as also from a committee, the people that have voted for the most creativity. And then that night, guests are encouraged to wear hats because there's also a contest then for people, both men and women, to be judged. And this lovely hat will be on display because Lisa will be one of our guest bartenders.
Yes,
be
along with
wearing
Sean
it.
Stryker, which
That's
I
right.
think this is Sean's.
As a matter of fact, it is.
We might help Sean with his hat after you're done.
Okay, all right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
saying.
Thing going on
Well,
here.
Alan, let's run down the details of Hats for Hospice. It's Saturday.
Saturday, May the 16th from 4 to 8. It's at the home of Mimi and Greg Langeler. It's $75 per person, and I guarantee you a fun-filled night.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yes.
And for a good thing.
Exactly.
So what do you
Man,
think?
look at you. That is
See?
awesome.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if she can pick hers up and put it on. I don't think I'd try that with mine.
No,
Perfect.
I won't pick yours up.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's
All
perfect.
right.
That
And
looks
if you,
really great.
thank you for being here. And if you would like to learn more about Hats for Hospice, just visit WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page.
Now, something else that helps many people rest and recover, the unconditional love of an animal. So up next, we're going to meet a brand new batch of friends in this week's Pet Connect. See if you spot your family's newest pet today.
It's a full-time job keeping our family pets healthy. We also hear about how to prevent things like Lyme disease and heartworm. Plus, how prevalent each is here on the peninsula. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.